Over the past weeks, I have played Counter-Strike 1.6. Why? Maybe it's nostalgia. Maybe it's because I became a father and wanted to go back to my roots. Who knows? But I have played it just enough to regain every bit of knowledge that I once knew, which means that I'm now able to properly compare it with CSGO. To summarize 1.6, it's got a lot of balancing issues. In CSGO, you can get away with pretty much any weapon and still win rounds. In 1.6, no. The M4 and AK stand out as the weapons to use in the game. Pistols in general are also weaker in 1.6, which makes it harder to win eco rounds. For some reason, people believed the Deagle back in 1.6 was so much better, but it's not. It's actually far less accurate than it is in CSGO. The M4 feels amazing to use, both with and without the silencer. Even the drawing animation is just so satisfying. There's no gun in CSGO that can match this feeling. The AK feels really good as well, but it's much harder to get into and it's less noob friendly. That is not to say weapons in 1.6 are noob friendly at all. No, this game really does require recoil homework. Finally, the op feels almost identical, except that you cannot crouch and move, which nerfs it a lot. In short, CSGO wins here. Weapons are just way more balanced, which I definitely see as a positive thing for the game. When it comes to nades, 1.6 nades are so broken compared to CSGO. In this game, you can throw them through the tiniest pixel gaps, and they also do damage through walls. And we haven't even gotten to the worst part. Yes, when you get blinded in this game, you are blinded for days. Even turning away from the flash barely helps. CSGO thankfully reduced the blind time, which was definitely needed. HEs are, like I said before, really powerful in this game because it damages players through walls. I remember a strategy we used to do when I was playing competitively, and that was to put 5 HEs inside yellow, which meant that the enemy above would automatically die. You can also throw flashes and smokes through the roof, and with the correct angle, it drops on the other side, which is, as you can imagine, OP. Lineups are possible, but it's never been as calculated as in CSGO, where you can aim at specific skybox pixels and jump throw a smoke. Even if you love nostalgia, the worst thing about 1.6 has gotta be the nades. And in CSGO, they've optimized them for the better. Wallbanging in 1.6 is like shooting through paper. You can do stuff like this. Or like this. It's over the top, but it's incredibly rewarding. I can use my natural instincts to shoot players through the wall, and if I know what I'm doing, I can even kill them, which I see as some form of skill. Because wallbanging is scarily efficient, you feel less safe behind corners. And gotta be honest, I love that part of the game. It further increases the skill gap by opening up another layer of combat, but I know some people might not agree with me. Now we get to my favorite part of 1.6, the movement. The game's movement is the biggest reason why I returned to it in the first place. Moving, strafing, jumping feels crisp, responsive, and precise. Whereas compared to CSGO, it feels less responsive. Movement also has greater impact because some movement techniques are only possible in this game. If you quickly tap the crouch key in 1.6, it makes you pop up into the air. With the player model going up, it means you can dive down ramps like this with quick and calculated crouches, kind of like tiny b-hops. Or you can crouch, then jump to kickstart your b-hops with good strafes like this. And with proper timing, you can double crouch to still technically crouch, which means crossing certain heights. I used to warm up doing this. Double crouching, or whatever it's called in your country, also allows running while making less noise. Some communities even today will ban you for doing it. I personally love the mechanic. It's a skill-based maneuver which requires proper timing and practice, and it's still easy to mess up. 1.6 simply owns in terms of movement, how good it feels, and what you can do. CSGO will never get close to this, since that would make the skill ceiling of the game higher, which is not what Valve wants. They want CSGO to be a game that everyone can play without pushing anyone off the side, so they can promote microtransactions to everyone. 1.6, however, isn't perfect, and sometimes it shines in its bugs and broken features. Examples: some walls, like this one, can give you free wall hack if you position yourself at a specific angle. You can defuse the bomb through walls, which allows for plays like this, which even happen in a pro game. You can boost players through the roof, and it's even possible to take it to the next level by reaching above certain maps. CSGO is the most polished, balanced game of the two, and my only real complaint is that it lacks the God movement from 1.6. Still, 1.6 is a timeless classic, holds very well today, and because it's old, loading times are nearly instant, and of course, no performance issues. If you haven't played it at all, I suggest giving it a try.